The Midnight Train to Eternity. In the quiet town of Westbrook, the arrival of the midnight train was a legend passed down through generations. It was said that the train appeared only once every 100 years, shrouded in mist and mystery, offering a journey that promised to change the lives of its passengers forever. Few believed in the tale, dismissing it as mere folklore, but on the eve of the new century, a group of curious and adventurous souls gathered at the abandoned Westbrook station, drawn by an inexplicable urge to see if the legend was true. Among them was Evelyn Harper, a young woman with a passion for history and a heart full of wanderlust. She had spent years researching the town's myths and was determined to uncover the truth behind the midnight train. As the clock struck 12, a low rumble echoed through the night, and the ground beneath the station began to tremble. The mist rolled in, thick and heavy, obscuring everything in its path. Out of the fog, the train emerged, its carriages gleaming under the moonlight. Evelyn's heart raced with excitement and fear as she approached the train. The conductor, a tall figure dressed in an old-fashioned uniform, tipped his hat and motioned for her to board. She hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath and stepped inside. The interior of the train was unlike anything she had ever seen. It was opulent, with plush velvet seats, crystal chandeliers, and intricate woodwork. Each carriage seemed to belong to a different era, from the Victorian to the futuristic. Evelyn settled into a seat in the first carriage, which resembled a luxurious 19th-century parlor. As the train began to move, she noticed that the other passengers were an eclectic mix of people from different periods in history. There was a knight in shining armor, a flapper from the 1920s, a samurai warrior, and even a futuristic-looking astronaut. They all seemed as bewildered and intrigued as she was. The train sped through a landscape that shifted and changed with every passing moment. One minute they were traveling through a dense, enchanted forest. The next, they were crossing a vast, barren desert under a sky filled with alien constellations. Evelyn struck up a conversation with the flapper, whose name was Lillian. Lillian explained that she had boarded the train in 1923, hoping to escape her mundane life and find adventure. She had no idea where the train was taking them, but she felt a sense of destiny guiding her. As the journey continued, Evelyn discovered that each passenger had their own unique story and reason for being on the train. The knight, Sir Reginald, was seeking a way to return to his time and fulfill a quest. The samurai, Hiroshi, was looking for a place where he could find peace and honor. The astronaut, Commander Vega, was on a mission to explore unknown dimensions. The train made several stops along the way, each one more fantastical than the last. At one station, they disembarked to find themselves in a city made entirely of glass, where time seemed to stand still. At another, they wandered through a lush jungle filled with giant, bioluminescent plants and creatures that glowed in the dark. Each destination offered a new challenge, a lesson to be learned, or a mystery to be solved. Evelyn found herself growing closer to her fellow travelers. They faced dangers together, shared stories and laughter, and formed bonds that transcended time and space. She felt a sense of belonging she had never known before. One night, as they sat around a campfire on the edge of a sparkling lake, Sir Reginald spoke of a prophecy that foretold of a chosen group of individuals who would embark on a journey to save the fabric of reality itself. They began to realize that their presence on the train was not a coincidence but part of a greater plan. The climax of their adventure came when the train reached its final stop, the Temple of Eternity. It was an ancient, awe-inspiring structure carved into the side of a mountain, glowing with an ethereal light. The passengers knew that their journey had led them here for a reason. Inside the temple, they discovered the source of the train's power, a crystal that held the essence of time and space. The crystal was being guarded by a formidable entity known as the Keeper of Eternity, who challenged them to prove their worth. Through teamwork, bravery, and the lessons they had learned on their journey, the group managed to pass the Keeper's trials. In doing so, they unlocked the true potential of the crystal, ensuring that the balance of reality was preserved. The Keeper revealed that each of them had a special role to play in their own worlds and times, and that their experiences on the train would guide them in fulfilling their destinies. As they boarded the train for the final leg of their journey, Evelyn felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She knew that she had found her purpose and that she would carry the memories and lessons of the midnight train with her forever. When the train finally returned to Westbrook Station, the passengers said their goodbyes, promising to keep the spirit of their adventure alive in their hearts. Evelyn stepped off the train, the mist dissipating around her, and watched as it vanished into the night. The town was quiet, and the station was just as abandoned as before. But she knew that something profound had changed within her. She had become part of the legend, and her story would inspire future generations to believe in the magic of the midnight train to eternity. In the years that followed, Evelyn chronicled her incredible journey, sharing it with the world. People came from far and wide to hear her tale, drawn by the allure of adventure and the promise of discovering their own destinies. And every 100 years, on the eve of a new century, the legend of the midnight train continued to captivate the hearts and minds of those who dared to dream.